Eric here. I know you guys see that title and you're probably wondering why the hell this guy is talking about confidence. What does he know about confidence? So I feel like if you're a guy, Asian guy, you clicked on this video, you're like, I made a couple points. You're socially awkward. You feel like you got to follow the model minority. You play it safe. You know, you try not to stand out as much because that's been instilled generationally with your parents, right? I feel like I did a lot of inner work to get to where I am at this point. It was like honestly a 5 year plus journey of self improvement and understanding myself introspectively and looking deep within because of like the amount of self awareness you've already built, growing up. But I just never pushed myself to actually go towards the highest version of myself. And I distracted myself with video games and anime. I feel like a lot of Asians are closet video game and anime watchers. We don't really openly express that. If you do, good. Continue to do that. But there's always more that you could be doing to be a productive citizen and to be a better individual, motivate people, things like that. And I know because I've been that person. I was socially awkward. I couldn't talk to people. I couldn't talk to girls. All these like things that I thought defined you as a man, but not really. So, but it still ate away at my self-esteem, my confidence, and that's why I never felt like I had any, because I had nothing to show for it. And as a result, I used my intelligence to cope. I thought that if I was more intelligent than people, I was more introspective, no one could be deep as me. No one has the pain that I have. I thought I was special. But in reality, like, life isn't really that deep. But in the sense of self-development, you got to make it deep in order for you to get out of that hole. But you can't take yourself too seriously because I'm not articulating in the way I want to, but it's like I had like an all or nothing mentality. Like, people aren't like me, therefore I'm misunderstood, and I use that to kind of justify my shortcomings and used it as an excuse to not push for more or to not actually improve and control what I can. Like being a hopeless romantic or having like-minded friends. Like, I didn't have a lot of people I could say like that were like me. And so, because of that, like, I'll just like kind of cope with video games. And also like being the model minority. I think the pressure of holding this perfect image of yourself in front of others to be liked, because I people pleased a lot. I swept things under the rug. I didn't let people know when they disrespected me. And so that allowed them to unknowingly disrespect me or overstep my boundaries. And then that ate at me as well. And I eventually got tired of that. Like when the nice person becomes the anti-hero, or like, the asshole who doesn't make sets his time for anybody else. It's kind of like that, but, I went from one extreme to another, and now I'm kind of like finding my way in the middle in that self-development journey. I'm yapping a lot, but I think how you can improve your confidence is by, one, as a guy, you gotta figure out your why. Like, you have to really think deeply about what you've been through, what you're currently going through, what your problems are, and find a way to get out of it. Develop a system for you to eventually get out of it, one step at a time. And that's what I did. And I think the first thing you got to do is get jacked. Like, you definitely got to get jacked. Because one, social image is important in the sense of not only it makes it easier for you in life, two, it helps you understand what it means to truly dedicate yourself to a process. It teaches you things about yourself in the gym. Like, you can extrapolate a lot of the things that you learn from working out and strength training and actually changing your physical image. And that that already starts within the mind, right? It's the decision in the mind to get jacked, to become this future version of yourself that has all these things, instead of like helplessly waiting and accepting your fate or your destiny, that you're going to be always awkward, you're going to be skinny. Oh, Like, I'm gonna let others take advantage of me, or I'm gonna let others eat because, I don't have any self-respect for myself, and I'm not gonna fend for myself. Yeah, so that's the first thing. I didn't have a lot to show for it physically, but mentally too. I wasn't developed. I feel like those two things correlate. Like, your external representation, your body, your physical body is a representation of your state of mind. It's a direct correlation, or it's very significant, right? And why not be a jacked nerd, right? If you're Asian, I'm assuming you're smart, you're intelligent, you're thoughtful, you're introspective, you're very self-aware because, you have immigrant parents, you got to follow under their rule. That's another video, but you're very self-aware. And the thing is, you could use that for good, or you could use that for bad or mediocre things. And I use it for the mediocre things. And I was always self-aware. I knew I had to improve, but I never had the push. I never had any role models for it to show or to push me, guide me in the right direction, push that needle forward. So I continued to cope up until a point where I got tired of it, and then I got jacked mentally, spiritually, physically. And I constantly challenged my belief systems. I was a sheep in a way, but I was always questioning my thought processes. Most people, how they follow things. Like, I constantly challenged that, and I reflected on my past decisions. And, you gotta constantly push for growth. You have to constantly push for growth. And honestly, I'm kind of like just spitting off the dome here. Like, I wrote a couple points down, like, push for growth to become the person that you can be proud of. But accept the person who you are right now. Obviously, if you don't like that person, you make efforts to work towards the future version of yourself you can be proud of. But it's not like I hate myself, or like because you don't see the growth after that. Like, if you constantly hate yourself and you constantly improve to try to kill the old version of yourself, which is what I did, and I understand that. I completely understand that, trying to get out of that situation, right? But it's like, you're enough right now. I just want you guys to understand, you are enough right now. But the thing is, if there's a problem and you want to make a change to get to that next level, and in self-discovery, transcend your mind, and like rebirth, go through an entire rebirth of your mindset, your physique, everything like that, you have to be constantly pushing for growth. Get out of your comfort zone. And you have to be constantly leveling up every single day until you get to that certain point. Because when you choose to accept where you are and you're content with that, when you're really not, deep down inside you really know you're not, you're being complacent. You're accepting that this fate or destiny, I'm accepting that role. You know how sad that is? Because humans are limitless in terms of potential. And we can transcend anything. We could talk about a lot of concepts like metaphysics, philosophy, or all that sort of stuff. This video was so unorganized, but like, I hope you guys can get a lot of value from what I'm talking about. And hopefully that kind of reframed your mindset a little bit. And honestly, I'll be glad to kind of elaborate on the points that I make today on this video, because I think the intention was to like give you a reframe or some new things to think about, a new perspective on what you can think about if you're lacking in confidence, if you're struggling with it, and how you could potentially fix it. And with me and my clients, what I hope to do with them is, like, I obviously focused on their physical health first, health and fitness, because that's what helped me, right? Growing up, I played basketball, and then I eventually hit the gym to get jacked, and that kind of helped a lot with my self-image. And people say like, oh, the looks shouldn't matter, the physical looks. It does matter. It does matter to an extent. It makes me feel good inside. It makes me feel like I can be a superhero, a local superhero, helping others out. My loved ones, my friends. Be strong, right? Look the part. Because I want to look the part too. I want to be, you know, standing in the face of chaos and everything and be able to like take it all, essentially. That's what I've envisioned in my head. So if you have some similar vision to that, I do offer one-on-one coaching. It starts off with health and fitness, but also it goes a lot more into mindset. I have a degree in strength and conditioning, so I can help you with the physical, the mental. I'm not a therapist, but I can help you figure out that loop and break that cycle because I've been through it before. So if you guys resonate with that, just feel free to hit me up. Honestly, you don't have to do my coaching, but I just want to, like, if you have a couple questions, I can kind of answer those and have a discussion about it and actually hopefully provide you some insight. But I know this was super disorganized. I apologize, guys. I'm just trying to get a video out there just so I can, you know, post at least something, because it would be selfish for me to keep this all inside my head and try to make the perfect video and then spend months weeks or days procrastinating and then not get something out, right? So I hope this video helped one of you guys out, if not at least just one or a couple, which is fine. You guys have a great day, and I'll be posting more soon. Peace.